anyone developing Lattice? When will that be released?
Yeah, so it's a great question. I love how people continue to hold us accountable. And by the way, I love hearing about important events for the first time from the community, like the nodes being knocked off or coming offline. So yeah, with respect to Lattice, this is a project that right now we're kind of fumbling, not fumbling. We're exploring some other options. Forget what I just said, fumbling, wrong word to use, but we're exploring some other options just given the state of the cryptographic world in our industry has changed over the last 2 years from when we first envisioned the Lattice product. And we developed a proving system, Darlin, based on Marlin, specifically for that product. Now, with all of this work going on in the ZK VM space, the opportunities have changed significantly, and what was possible or what we thought was possible 2 years ago or impossible 2 years ago is now possible given the state of technology. So we basically revectored the team to explore the current state of the art. This is why over the last month plus, you've heard some of Alberto's updates talking about Flunky 2 and other proving systems that we've been evaluating, because the reality is we think we can do something much better than Lattice. And it's one of these resource questions where, like, if Lattice were just something super simple and we can integrate and move on, and it's kind of like an incremental step towards a bigger product like a zk-VM, great. We would just keep pressing there. It's a no-brainer. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, it is now there are no-brainer options in front of us. Right? Each of these options takes us down a different path, and they could both be interesting in their own right. But the one where that traces the same path that the rest of the industry seems to be going, like if you guys have been listening to Polygon and some of these other announcements of ZK EVMs being developed and potentially launching to testnet and so forth, the industry has moved a lot, and the industry has moved a lot beyond what we were thinking with Lattice. So we're thinking, why not kind of leapfrog what we were originally thinking ourselves versus continuing down that path that had an information set informing it that's 2 years old. So that's where we stand now. Also, the pragmatic aspect was we pulled dev resources from Lattice specifically to work on the EVM because it's such an important aspect for our ecosystem that was a no-brainer. So continuing to work on an R&D project to get us to a provable blockchain, super cool. We're going to do it for sure. We have to do it. That's kind of one of these next-gen products that I think is going to help us stand out in the industry and also sell products to people one day. But getting EVM to market was just hands down an order of magnitude more important in the short run, because this is a standard that the industry has already moved to, and there's already a ton of dev and business activity around. We need it in Horizen. So rather than launching our own kind of a unique technology that doesn't have a large user base to support it on day one, we decided pivot resources, build out the EVM, get that to market quickly, which we're doing. We've had some very rapid milestone deliveries there, and we're going to push that thing through testnet to mainnet. And then, simultaneously, we have now our crypto R&D team looking at the state of the art of the provable blockchain world, like zk-VM, zk-EVMs, proving systems, state of the art there, to figure out what is the best path for us now to augment what we were previously doing to Lattice. So when we pick up that work again, we can layer in the kind of best-in-class technology versus just continuing on previously what we've been doing. Anyway, long-winded answer, and beware of long-winded answers out there, right? But I mean, this is just trying to share as much transparency with you guys as possible.